Well, hello, good evening. It is 2026. Can you believe it? Well, let's start off with things that I have noticed over the last 7 years, almost as long as I've been here. Uh, let's start off with the title and a little bit about me. Uh, my name's Richard, and I am a native New Yorker, born and raised. However, I have lived in California for the last 50 years, and I'm loving it out here. Um, I know recently there's been a lot of bad press about California, but we'll get into a lot of that. And trust me, much of it isn't true. So anyway, I've been here for 50 years and thinking about possibly moving back to the East Coast. But being that I'm up in age, that long cross country thing may not be the best for me. So we'll see. And My background is an educator, and I've done that for over 20 years. So I understand the uh, educational uh, situation that this country is dealing with now because I was in it for 20 years. Primary education, and from my experience, it's needing some, serious overhauling because we're really turning out some underachieving as far as knowledge kids, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Nope. So, but we'll get into that more. Anyway, I was in education for over 20 years, and uh, I'm into sports. Not really even though I live out here, I'm not enamored with Hollywood. I'm actually not too pleased with it. I don't go to the movies much, but the thing I see about Hollywood is that they you know they condemn, in the media they condemn violence, but when they put out their product, it's a lot of violence, and that really stems from where this country started. Uh, the violence in the films is something that has been around this country for a long time. So don't get it twisted. These movies and things that we see are embedded in this country. This country was started with violence, and we're one of the few countries that have more guns, than any other country, in private citizens have guns, and then we wonder why it's so much, murder and other kind of crimes in this country. Well, we allow it. I was just watching the sports on Saturday, I think, before, or it was New Year's. One day, it was two NFL games on. I think it was a Friday, and they were both on. One was on Netflix, and the other one was on Prime Video. These corporations are running this country. You guys are all fighting over Trump and Biden and Harris and Obama. These people are just pawns. They're there to do the corporation's bidding. I mean, it's very easy to see, but they're going to try to twist it and say that, you know, it's other things that are making this country uh, head towards a recession, be less, just less uh, welcoming, and that's not to say that, we should let anybody come in this country because that's what the big debate right now. The two big debates is immigration and healthcare. Now, immigration is really a big lie. You know, what really would make first of all, in my opinion, this country's never been great. Never. And if it wants to be great, you know who needs to leave? Not immigrants, racists. Racists need to leave. White, black, brown, Asian, whatever. Racists leave this country, and then we can maybe become great. But as long as the racist part of this country is in power, it'll never be great. It'll never be great. And, the two major debates going on now, like I said, is immigration and healthcare. Now, the immigration part is it's kind of like you can't blame immigration for what this country is going through. Um, and what are we going through? What most of the stuff that we're going through, we put on ourselves. It's nothing that happenstance or coincidence. It's us ourselves doing this. Like recently, we're giving these farmers these bailouts, and everyone's complaining. Oh, we don't want a socialist nation. This nation has been socialist since the beginning, and the government has been lying to us since the inset since 1776. It's just today. It's to the 10th power. It's to the 10th power. And Americans are getting dumber, dumber, and dumber not to understand. Most of them are just turning a blind eye. They'll pretend like certain things don't happen, but they know the truth. I was watching the who was he? Rubio. I forgot what his title is because it's all a game, you guys. It's all a game, and it needs to be overhauled. People are buying off politicians. Stuff is getting passed. Bills, laws are getting passed that should never be passed. People are dying behind lies. You know, so this kid Rubio, this guy, well, I can't call him kid, but Rubio, he sold his soul. I heard him. I got him on tape. I got him on YouTube, and you guys seen it. He's telling the truth about Trump. He's taking over the Republican Party. He's a con man. Blah 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 blah. This, but what happened? Power. Power is such a drug. I mean, why would you know this man is a con man, but then you join alliances with him to do what? Money, money. That's all Trump's ever been about. But you know what? More than him being racist, because he is, and you can try to refute that all you want. But more than Trump being racist, he hates poor people more than he hates racists. And how do I know that? Well, first of all, like I said, I'm a native New Yorker. I'm his generation. I'm a baby boomer. I was around when he was carousing or whatever, carousing through New York, and no one paid him any attention. They knew he was a con man. Back when him and his dad got busted for not discriminating on people of color as far as real estate. So it's always been known that he was a con man and a racist. So New York, he never won New York in his elections. Even Kamala trounced him in New York. Hillary too. Hillary trounced him in New York. So you know, not more than him being racist, he dislikes poor people. Okay, and I'm gonna prove it. He pardoned Little Wayne, and someone interviewed him not too long ago, and they asked him about some other guy he pardoned, and he said, I don't even know who this guy is. And I believe that. I believe that as long as they got money, because people got to pay. You ain't just getting out and pardoning and bye bye. You got to give up some cash. As long as you got money, he don't care who you are. He don't care what you've done. He's over there bombing ships, and then he lets out the biggest drug kingpin, that we got in jail. So anyway, that's all a bunch of crap, dude. He's just doing what he wants to do, and Congress is letting him do it. Look, here's the bottom line. White people know they're losing power. They're losing power. The ones that's in power, there's a lot of white people that ain't even a part of that. We saw that with George Floyd. White people are even saying, man, it's enough is enough. Most sane white people. But these crazy white people that seem like they want to hold on to their supremacy as if they are supreme. They aren't. But they see this nation is turning. It's not all pearly white anymore. California they're already a minority here and in several other states. And oh boy, they can't let that happen. If they let that happen, they might get treated like other minorities. It is so sick what this country is going through right now. And people are all caught up in it. I had to get off social media, man. Social media is just a bunch of robots, guys. It's just a bunch of robots. And a lot of them aren't even from this country. Russian robots, especially X. X is full of robots. Here's how I'm going to prove it to you. Okay, they say that your history is your algorithm. Whatever you're looking at, that's what the algorithm is going to send to you. Okay, let me tell you, I don't look at no porn online. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't look for women. I'm not on any dating apps. I'm not on any of that crap. I go on X. What do I get in my DMs? Hey, check out my pictures. Hey, I put it online one day. I filmed my notifications on X, which I never really paid much attention to until I started seeing uh more like just lies on it. And I said, nah, this is a lie. Yeah, let me tell you what the truth is. But then after a while I realized, I said, this is a bunch of robots. There's nobody on this crap. Okay, so I looked at my notifications and it's nothing but these little chicks trying to get me to interact with them. I'm like, how are these women showing up on my notifications? I don't come on X looking for women. I don't go on Facebook looking for women. I don't go on any site looking for women. Okay, so that just so tells me that it's a bunch of robots on there and Facebook too, all that stuff. I never did Instagram, or I'm of the older generation. It took me almost 10 years to get on Facebook. So, I don't do Instagram or Snapchat or none of that other crap because it's all stuff that's monitoring you, man. That's seeing what you like and what you do, and and all up in your business, and sometimes stealing your money. So I don't need it, man. I don't need it, man. Social media is done for me, dude. I'm out of here. But I figured I'd go to this platform. I did a podcast maybe about a year ago. Started picking up some steam, but we didn't continue it. But I think there's a lot of things going on that need to be addressed, man, and the truth needs to come out because there's so many lies out there now. So many lies. Okay. And I'll talk about anything here. I'm like I told you, I'm a sports guy. I'm a Giant fan, unfortunately. But I like, the majors. I'm not a hockey fan, not a soccer fan. I mean, I'm a little bit, I watch soccer, when the countries, but mostly the three major sports. And oh, being that this is the second of January, yesterday, wow, whoever else is a football fan had to be like in heaven yesterday. Those were some of the best games, the best bowl games that I've seen in a long time. These young quarterbacks in college football are just whoo. Oregon, their quarterback. Forgive me if I don't remember names. And the Manning kid, Arch is going to be. I didn't know. Arch is going. Did you see that? His two uncles couldn't have made that run he made yesterday. Arch is going to be a good quarterback. And there was one more quarterback the young freshman from Michigan. He was good. And there was another one. Oh, Ole Miss. Ole Miss quarterback. Oh my God. NFL is in for a treat, just like the WNBA. I'll even watch the women because here's my take on the women. You know, a lot of people don't like the women basketball and women's sports, period. But I'm gonna tell you about women's basketball, and I'm a basketball savant. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't, I've done everything in basketball except own a team, okay, or announce, and I'm working on that. Um, but the WNBA, when it first started, I'm not sure what 25, 30 years ago, it was trash because the girls did not have a concept, man. It was just wasn't no continuity. But over the 25, 30 years, these last 5, 6 years, I mean, it's been you know increasing in quality and stars, and now at this point, it's right up there to me. I'd rather watch them because it's a new expression of basketball for me. I haven't watched organized women's sports a lot. I mean basketball a lot. So it's a different expression. And to see, and a lot of them try to emulate the men, but it's a more of a fundamental game. And if you're a fundamentalist like I am, because I'm old school, you enjoy there's no one jumping over the rim. No one's playing above the rim. Everyone's playing below the rim. No one is there are super athletes and people that are skilled in certain areas, but no one's playing above the rim. It's not like the NBA where these guys are just so athletic. So they're using more, strategies and angles and things like that. More into the, just not raw talent, where you could just jump over everybody. So I enjoy the women's sports. But yeah, this weekend was a nice, rather this holiday, New Year's was a beautiful day for college football. Man, that was very awesome. So, with that being said, and my first episode of anything or everything and anything, can't do it. Anything and everything. That's A&E. So I had to do everything and anything. E and A, not EA. E and A. So we'll be back to talk about other things. But right now, that's kind of what's on my mind. And until we meet the next time, we will catch you later. Got knocked before hip hop, and pussy used to hip hop. Game was on mileage before hip hop. Niggas caught a body. That's that New York. I can't get it out of me. I'm almost 70 years old. I still like hip hop, man. I grew up in this. I was there in the 70s. Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Maboya, Flowers, all those New York DJs who started hip hop. Can't get away from it, baby. Oh yeah, I like Ice Cube. I don't hate like that. Ooh, I ain't got no room for hate. All right, y'all.